fantastic and really, really, really inspiring, and I feel moved to action. And yeah, it was everything and more than I expected.
I'm not a feminist or anything like that, but that was really inspiring, really, really inspiring. And I thought she did a brilliant job. And everyone who's involved is very passionate.
Well, here at the Red Room, we've just finished. Fabulous night, 3 hours of discussion, debate, entertainment. It's been a fantastic mix of different innovative ideas, a big experiment, an open democratic forum. It's the kind of way in which we can do a new kind of politics.
For the record, one of the best events I've been to for ages. Thank you very much indeed.
So what we're going to be doing tonight is a long table, and this is an experiment that I've been working with for a while in public engagement, in democratic public engagement. It's something that I started to work on because I became very frustrated with panels and even long tables where were a series of experts. There was the us and them of knowledge, and I feel like this room is full of experts, and I wanted to find a way that we could all have the conversation about the subject, no matter what that subject was.
I work a lot with young people, a lot of black young people, especially young girls, and one of the things that I've kind of noticed more and more is the sort of lethargy. There's a lot of black young girls that I'm working with that have no kind of ambition. All they want to do is basically get pregnant, have kids, have boyfriends, have sex, all that kind of stuff. And I'm always totally, without showing it, I'm always shocked when that's all they come up with.
I know we come from different backgrounds and different eras, but we need to understand that we need to keep that sort of ladylike, you know, at some point in our lives. We need to keep that. Yes, when you need to stand up and, you know, stand on a table and dance up and down and say, no, don't shove me underneath. Do so, but you need to remember that. And what they said to me was, my grandmother, mother before them had to put up with all that. And because they had to put up with all that, we are able to stand up for ourselves today.
All those things that people were fighting for 40 years ago haven't been sorted out. We're still seeing the identical problems. And so what we were sort of partly trying to put forward in our talk there is just that we're dealing with those same original problems as well as a backlash. And that backlash comes from a recuperation of the original feminist ideas.
Katie?
Yeah?
Do you think I'm a product of celebrity culture? What, like a social construct? A product, yeah.
Yeah. Does it matter?
Oh, you
think too much.
I've been thinking.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Alright? It is really fucking, it's actually a bit of a problem at the moment.
Yeah.
These thoughts, I'm like, ah!
When we, a few of us in London, hold protests to support women in Iran who are struggling heroically and bravely, we're denounced by sections of the left and so-called anti-imperialists as not understanding that Iranian culture is different. And so women in Iran have to be sacrificed for some bigger global political objective. I am sick to fucking tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it to think that left-wing politics, or sections of left-wing politics, and I count myself as a left-winger, that sections of left-wing politics has come to be so debased that in many parts of the world it abandons the struggles of women.
When people talk about the emancipation of Iranian women, I'm Iranian. I'm also from Reading, but so I'm lucky. I'm really, really lucky because I'm really privileged because I can say all of this stuff and I don't have to wear a headscarf, and I do like to sometimes because my hair gets really dirty. And but when you try and talk about the emancipation of Iranian women via feminism, I just don't think that a lot of people really sort of understand how much of a barrier you are coming up against.
Have you got your lips done, your bottom done? Do you have false nails? How do you look? Who's responsible for defining how we look? Are we brown enough, tanned enough? What are we doing to our bodies? Who defines that?
Roy Chubby Brown, famous for bringing the language of the building site to the stages around the country. Has some wonderful material. Some of it I've managed to find for you. I love my women like I love my chicken, on their backs with their legs in the air. Have you seen the skin on an uncut chicken? It looks like pubic hair. I love my women like I love my chicken, double-breasted and medium rare, 'cause when I eat chicken, I think about pussy, 'cause I don't fucking care. James Bond isn't real, okay? But his misogyny is real. And being an icon to most 12-year-old boys, it makes the patterns more and more...
Embedded. Self-perpetuating.
Just fucking horrible.
I feel enraged and outraged at the idea that women alone are responsible for the deconstruction of misogyny and patriarchy. One, I feel that what's missing partly in feminism around the world is men and men's activity and men's support, because when women express their rage, look what is happening to me. When women express their rage, they kill themselves, they get sent to jail, they get sent to mental institutions, they get kicked out, they get beaten up, they get raped, they get abused in all sorts of ways, from when they're children, from before we are born. So I appreciate the point, and at the same time, it's easier for people in power to challenge the existing hegemony than it is for people without power. And many times around this table, I'm on stage tonight, we've been asked to talk about the history of the feminist movement, which was not about universal suffrage, it was about educating middle-class women getting the vote, then going home and having their houses cleaned by the working-class 12-year-olds that they didn't pay. So is it any surprise that when you do this, now this is me quite normally, this is what happens at work, at my job, it's really difficult to be an enraged woman and maintain any sort of representation, dignity, space for yourself, because people just think you're a fucking lunatic.
I've got the whole world in my hand, and I overstand the rites of passage through the master plan under a purple passion halo. I am woman to shape the patience of this world.
I was in India quite recently and met a Kashmiri artist, because absolutely everything everybody has said is I can't top that, so I'm just going to go to salt. And I met a Kashmiri artist who said to me that he read this feminist book that dealt with salt. And I went, salt? He said, yes. He said they were dealing with a character called Asuknya. Asuknya is an Indian character. It's also a Trinidadian character who, getting about a fire in the belly, at night she used to leave her husband and she used to turn into a flame. And she used to travel the land, and she used to suck what she wanted, eat what she wanted, and build what she wanted. But unfortunately, the husband got to realize, and therefore somebody said to him, if you put, because she said leave her skin behind, by the way. She said leave the skin. And somebody said to him, if you put salt in the skin, she wouldn't be able to get back into the skin. And a lot of the feminist movements, apparently, and I was looking for the book last night, and since then I realized there's a lot of feminism on salt, if you look down the index. Since then they say, woman has been looking for her skin. She have to get back into her skin while she still remains the ball of flame, the fire in the belly. All right?
Well, just give me food, clothes and shelter. I'll make a home, just give me peace, love and water. The cornerstones for humanity to prosper, not your words alone. Respect this patience that I hold.